Oh, one of the agendas for the scamdemic is that we're going to head into a cashless society. Oh, no way that will happen. I keep telling people, oh, no, that's ridiculous. There will always be cash. You are an idiot. No way. Oh, let's just hear what the Daily Mail says 4 days ago. Australia's big four banks removed thousands of ATMs and shut down hundreds of branches as the coronavirus crisis pushes nation closer to a cashless society. Oh, well, there it is, folks. Oh, you going to believe me now, or you going to believe Daily Fail? Yes, of course you're going to believe it, because that's what's happening. Yep, cashless society, all because of coronavirus, of course. The coronavirus crisis has sparked the closure of a record number of ATMs and hundreds of bank branches as Australia moves closer towards a cashless society. The number of ATMs across the nation are at their lowest level in 12 years at 25,720 after at least 2,150 terminals removed in the recent quarter, according to the Australian Payments Network. Australia's big four banks, ANZ, Commonwealth, NAB and Westpac, also shut up a combined 175 branches in the last 12 months. Well, if you've been going to the banks in the last, 10 years or so, you notice how it's not like it used to be. You've got to wait in the queue for ages. They hardly have anyone there to serve you because they don't want to serve you. They want you to use online. Then they want you to use the ATMs. But now they're closing both. I mean, come on. No way. No. It's all about a cashless society. That's crazy. You know, we've had cash since, Adam was a boy. Get used to it, idiots. The widespread closures have divided public opinion. I mean, how can anyone accept this? And left 2.5 million elderly Australians who won't do online banking inconvenience. Can you imagine the elderly? Can you imagine, they don't use, internet or online shit. Can you imagine, everywhere you go to the pub, I've been seeing it, for the last few years, people pay for a lousy couple of drinks through the credit card. No more cash. Oh, what's going to happen to all the things like, even me being a cricket umpire, we get paid by cash by the teams. No, how are they going to do that? You tell me how they're going to do that. I mean, come on. Of the 175 branch closures, ANZ had the highest number of 68, followed by the Commonwealth 44. Who gives a shit about the numbers? Westpac removed the most, ATMs at 84. The Reserve Bank of Australia's head of payments policy, Tony Richards, said most ATM closures. The Reserve Bank of Australia's head of payments policy, Tony Richards, said most ATM closures were in metropolitan areas in locations such as shopping centres. Overall, the bank expects the long-term downward trend in the use of cash to continue. Listen to this shit. Australian Banking Association's Chief Executive Officer, Anna Bligh, added, Australia's banks have invested heavily to keep up with the customers' banking preferences, with technology and data now playing a key role in how banks do their businesses. Yeah? What, the customers really want this? Really? They don't, they can't get their money out of ATMs? Banks being closed? Forcing to, use credit cards and what have you online? As you know, that's a big part about stores, the major stores, not just the major ones. Everyone, they don't want you going shopping now. They want you to stay at home and order your bullshit online. How can you shop freaking online for vegetables and fruits and whatever in supermarkets? I go there because I like to check out the specials. You're not going to have any specials online, I'm sorry. Not everyone is welcome to move by the banks off fair income. National Seniors Australia Chief Advocate Ian Hedgkey said many of the elderly feel more comfortable using cash amid a fear of being scammed online. It's not just about the elderly, I'm sorry. Many of them are older Australians, and taking away services from them is going to be extremely difficult for them. They don't give a shit about the elderly. They're knocking them off in nursing homes as we speak. They don't give a shit. They are useless eaters, according to the those in control of us. The HMN branch closures have also divided public opinion. This is stupid. If I wasn't living with my son and family, I would not be able to have the internet. So how the hell do low income and pensioners get their money? Well, guess what? Pensioners aren't going to be getting any money. If you don't take the vaccine, no way. No more social security, people. All the money's been dried out. It's dry. You're going to go into socialism now under Chinese rule. Well, we might give you some, food tickets if you're lucky. I don't know. It's how people can't see this is beyond me. Another added, banks forced don't believe that. It's more they wanted to shut them down, so we moved cashless. Cash is still legal tender. Exactly. Some disagreed. I work in retail and I call BS on this. I don't see the cashless society. I see people working to budgets using cash. Well, I guess everyone's going to rush and take all their money out. It's probably a good idea. Let's empty the banks with whatever money we've got. Others believe the closures were more about bank profits. Banks aren't being forced at all. Of course not. Oh, when I say of course not, that's what, those running this corona BS, they're telling them, of course, do this, because it's all about the coronavirus bullshit, because they're blame the coronavirus shit, as it says here, on this. It's got nothing to do with coronavirus. And as we've been saying all along from the start, this coronavirus shit is that's one of the agendas to create a cashless society, which is part of the New World Order, One World Government. But yep, coronavirus forces record number of ATMs, bank branches to close. I just skipped. It's pretty much the same. Australia was already fast becoming a cashless society, but the coronavirus pandemic has apparently sped up that trend. Yeah, it was fast becoming, was it? Let's go down here. The impact of COVID-19 on e-commerce in Australia is difficult to overstate. Millions of transactions that would normally have taken place in stores shifted to digital, and more than 2 million Australians started shopping online for the first time. Oh, and it's got nothing to do with the COVID bullshit? Oh, yeah, right. It comes as many Australian retailers began refusing to accept cash this year in a bid to protect workers and slow the spread of COVID-19, with many fearing infection from dirty notes and coins. Oh, but the credit cards aren't dirty when you touch them and hand them over to staff. Oh, but it's the coins and notes that are dirty. You can catch coronavirus, which isn't even a living thing. And you say COVID-19 bullshit's got nothing to do with this, with the cashless society? Wake the fuck up, will you? For months now, many major companies have forbidden cash transactions altogether, or have strongly encouraged customers to pay electronically for safety reasons. Let's just finish off with this video here. What does this idiot have to say?
Stop accepting cash payments. It's raised the prospect of eliminating coins and notes altogether, but some experts say a cashless society wouldn't benefit everyone.
It's the unintended cost of avoiding close contact. The big banks say they've achieved in 10 weeks what had planned to take 5 years.
Things have changed so fast. Who would have believed there'd be merchants in Sydney that wouldn't accept cash?
A recent Reserve Bank of Australia consumer survey found a decade ago cash was used in 62% of all payments. By 2016 it dropped to 37%, falling to 27% last year. Since the pandemic hit, it's estimated to have plunged to less than 10% in many sectors.
It may have accelerated during this period, but the bottom line is that banking is considered by Australians as an essential service.
The Big Four banks have closed 170 branches during the lockdown. Some may not reopen. Australia's 28,000 ATM machines could drop to as few as 15,000, and cheques will be consigned to history.
We're on track to become like Sweden, the world's leading cashless economy, where just 13% of transactions are done with cash. And the government has been forced to legislate to guarantee the access to cash for those who need to or prefer using it.
Particularly people in remote and rural areas and older Australians.
We're talking about hundreds of thousands of people that still want to use cash, that still want to go into a bank.
In April, banks increased the tap-and-go limit on cards to $200. Soon we might only see notes and coins when we tap to get into a museum.
There it is. There it is. Wake up, world.